Welcome to the Natural Way of Being video blog. This video is titled, Ask for What You'd Like. So as we approach the holidays during this most unusual year, what would you like? And are you willing to ask for it? I think many of us are still influenced by a behavioral pattern of just expecting that the things that we want to happen will kind of just magically happen. I think these things often happen most when we're around family and when we're around romantic or intimate relationships. I think both of those, it's like if we're with family, our needs and the things we want should just happen. And I think this is a product of like one or two things that happened in childhood. I think either it's a product of our parents like working their butts off to make sure the things that we wanted did happen, or at the other side of the fence, maybe we came from a family where the things that we wanted and needed weren't provided to us. But I think either way, there's a takeaway that we figure, we should just have these things. And they should just be provided. This also extends to romantic relationships. That there's like this magical quality that we feel like if it's a love relationship, that all we need to do is if we're just there, the love that we're seeking should kind of magically happen, and that we shouldn't really have to ask for it. One of the dynamics I talk about when I coach people is a tendency called prove you love me. And I think we've all kind of worked out prove you love me's in one way or another. It's never a fun lesson to look at. But the idea is that if he really or if she really loved me, she would just know to provide these things to me. Okay, that's a prove you love me. And so that's just how it should be, right? They should just know these things and provide it, And so we have to ask ourselves, well, how has that been working for me? I know in my life that didn't work so good. Maybe yours was different, but I suspect maybe not. That leaves us with, maybe we ought to try something different this holiday season. And I guess I'd like to share a recent experience that I had. And I was actually exploring a romantic relationship, and many things were working great, but there was one dynamic that wasn't working for me. And I woke up one morning and I said, this isn't working. And she was still asleep, and I'm sitting there, well, what do I do? Here's another relationship. This isn't happening. And it's like, oh, this isn't going to work. And then I was like, hold on a minute, time out. Like, what if I just asked her, like, could we try this thing? Like, could we try to do these things? And so when she woke up after I didn't ask right off, after we had, kind of woke up for a little bit, I finally just said, there's this thing that's going on. And I was wondering, it's not really working for me. I was wondering if we could try this. And lo and behold, she was like really open to it and supportive. And it actually went really well and headed things off in a whole different direction. Afterward, I realized I wouldn't have even had to do that process stuff. I could have just said to her, hey, like, let's try this. And that would have even been more clear. I could have spared her of my process. But the first time I did it, you got to take it however it comes. So did the best I could, and it went well. So this year, what I'd invite you to do is when you're, going back to your family or you're in your romantic relationship, is think about, like, what am I looking for here? And feel your heart. Like, what is your heart wanting in this experience? And then have the courage to say, I'd like it if we did this, and then having the courage to stand up for it. If it's your family and we got some dysfunctional stuff going on, it's like, no, I would really like it if we would do this together. Same thing in your romantic relationship. If things aren't, it's just like, this is what I would like this year. I'd really like us to do this. I think we can all benefit from this, is like, as if we want it's such an obvious thing, you know, it's like, if we want it, why not ask for it? We have to let go of the notion that it should be provided or it will be magically provided, and let go of that and say, you know what? It isn't magically happening, so maybe I should ask for it. Maybe I should create it. Maybe I should orchestrate it to happen. So that is my Christmas gift to you. It was a gift for me. Hopefully it is for you as well. I'd like to wish all of you a Merry Christmas or a Happy Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. Happy holidays to you. And I really hope you enjoy it, and I will see you next week.